It's always sunny in Soccerdelphia.
It's hard not doing the opening of the show without the music, right? Yeah, we're starting. I know, there's no music. It's hard to start without our music. Philip will put the music in, so this will sound really good, but it shouldn't.
We had 43 views last time we were on the interweb.
Thank you, guys. I don't know what to do and handle my celebrity now.
I just walk around with my hood up.
Exactly.
All the time.
So it's the safe way to be these days, is keeping a hood up.
There's no other way, man.
Happy Easter to you guys.
Yo, yeah. Happy Easter to you
Yeah,
too.
you too.
Thanks.
It always catches me a little off guard when people wish you Happy Easter. Because it's like Christmas is just in your face from like October onwards, isn't it?
We do presents for Easter, though. More than Christmas.
Oh.
That's not, I've just made that.
Oh, yeah. My wife, actually, she goes all out for Easter. She buys me a lot. I got quite a few gifts this morning.
Nice. What'd you get?
Couple of ties.
Really?
Nice new pair of boxers.
Okay, that's
Men's Health
a
magazine.
win-win right
Don't
there.
know what she's trying to tell me.
A what magazine?
Men's Health magazine. With this guy on the front who's like 6'5", 220. I'm like, kind of setting ourselves a few unattainable goals there, babe.
You should wholeheartedly commit to like taking like protein shakes and just get like, babe, I thought this is what you want. Stevie the Beef Bronx.
I am actually going to try paleo for a little while.
Oh, okay, because that's what. Because
meat,
cavemen were healthier than we were.
But you don't do the meat,
I
right?
eat the fucking shit out of meat.
I thought you weren't doing the meat.
Love the meat.
Oh, you're back to the meat.
Yeah, I eat meat again.
But what's your diet right now? There's got to be something going on.
Today was just like mostly a bunch of wine and some prime rib.
Very Roman of you.
Yeah. Speaking of Roman, I have my Roman family is in town. From Seattle, the matriarch, the madam, the top motherfucker, my Aunt Laura, who we all answer to her. She
the matriarch.
She is the boss. That's how it works in the family. And I have a wine dinner tomorrow, so
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't ever get nervous cooking ever. I make the same 9 things that my family's made for 100 fucking years every day. It's easy. But like I'm doing stuff that's off menu tomorrow, and she's there, and I'm a little nervous.
Why does that make you nervous?
Because she's gonna be like, "This is fucking terrible." If it's not anywhere near good.
Well,
but
let's hope it's not terrible. Sonny.
It's not terrible. It's $100 a head. It's gonna be fine.
You're paying $100 a head. It's gonna be pretty good food.
It's right. If not, I'll give everyone back massages. But yeah, so we just had like Easter dinner down at the restaurant, and it was good. It's good to have family around. Good to have
Always.
family around. I want to touch on something real quick.
Not yourself, is it?
Well, no, yeah, actually, yes.
Touche.
Yes, it is. I want you guys' take on this because I've recently become very open about how I handle my ass after a shit. So it's a 5-step process for me.
As long as one of the steps is wash your hands.
No, it's lick your fingers, asshole. Of course it's one. Actually, I don't wash my hands after a shit.
Are you supposed to?
Back to that $100 a head dinner.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
One, I do the poopery thing.
You spray that oil on the water. Does that work?
Yeah.
I might get some.
A little bit.
My gut's giving me hell after switching to what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, recommend it. I
Okay.
recommend it. And then I also do a squatty potty.
Oh yeah, you showed us that before.
Right.
Yeah, it's the ridiculous video of the English guy with the unicorn that shits rainbow ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's the family's got a little prostate history. I want to steer clear of that. Keep it healthy down there. But then the wiping process is what I've recently become very open with, and I'm okay with it because people seem to want to pass judgment on you if you talk about how well you wipe your ass. And what I want to know is, it's like, who are you to talk shit if you do less than I do? You're a dirty butt.
Okay.
So my process works like this. It's a 3-step process. I first wipe with just regular toilet paper. A good wipe once up.
So front to back, they call that, right?
Yeah, nut to back.
No, yeah, sack to back.
Sack to
Right.
back.
Yes.
Very good. Sack to back. Oh, we got family in the house. My
What
mom
up,
and
girl?
So after that, I go to a baby wipe.
Oh yeah, I know people that use the baby wipes.
Yeah.
They like how soft they are, don't they?
And-
And the moisture.
I got this from a buddy of mine a couple years ago. Rich Ragu, shout out.
He was 6 months old.
Works at. He used his powder when he's done.
He's
Also,
just kicking it on his back. He's like, "Hey, change me."
he urinates uncontrollably. Also, but he said, "You know what, man? Here's the deal. I'm not afraid to talk about it because I've got a really. I don't mind telling people I've got a really clean asshole." And I thought about it for like 10 seconds and said, "Yeah, it's good to have a clean asshole." So I do I do a baby wipe, and then I just on Amazon, also known as The Death of Sonny. And you just told me they can deliver within 2 hours now.
Some cities, yeah, they do 2-hour delivery.
Let's just pray that this isn't one of them.
No, definitely.
I'm just going to give them all
it's like
my money.
35 years away from Tulsa.
Right, okay. So they make this foam now, and you spray a squirt of it on your toilet paper, and I guess there's essential oils, i.e. aloe, vitamin E, and it's scented. So, yeah.
So now your bum smells nice too.
Yeah.
And Sonny,
Yes.
why should your bum smell nice?
Why don't you tell him?
Because you never know when somebody is going to throw you down and eat you.
That's my aunt. So, like, when...
I'm a little worried because she said like you never know. Like this is something in life you have to expect at some point is going to happen. Like wear a seatbelt because wear a seatbelt in your car. You never know when you're going to get in a car wreck. People get in car wrecks all the time.
Right.
Am I just not knowing about a group of Americans that go around
Well,
just getting thrown down like
Stevie, you work out at the gym. You know, you never know when one of those aggressive
Well,
guys in the locker room.
Oh, it's always old dudes walking around with their balls out. Dick and balls just swinging. Hey, you know what a towel there, Richie? No, I air dry.
Yeah, I air dry.
There's a lot of
I
skin.
actually don't put it.
Just flap that
I
skin.
I actually spend the first half of my workday just like this. Round about lunchtime when I'm dry, I'll put a pair of boxes on and eat a sandwich.
You even going to work out today? Nope.
So, yeah, but I've become very comfortable passing on what I would like to think is wisdom.
Oh, well, I feel filthy now.
Yeah, you should.
That my four-ply charming, rigorous. I'm actually quite
Whoa,
eco.
whoa.
I'm
Because
eco-friendly
hang on,
when I do it.
you can't have both sides of it. No, for one, I don't think foreplay is a fucking thing.
Foreplay.
In terms of foreplay.
That's because you're getting thrown down and eaten.
Straight to it. Straight into it. Yeah, foreplay's not a thing, is it?
Oh, yeah, it is.
What?
I thought it was
Oh.
2-ply.
Oh,
Then you just
no.
fold it over.
Charming, make one.
Is it better than my neighbor's shirts that I've been using?
I would sleep in it. Like, if you said to me, what's the one roll of toilet paper you take into the woods with you? I'm taking that charming. It's like 16 rolls in one.
Okay.
It's delicious.
Charmin.
It's Charmin.
Charmin.
I call it charming because it's charming.
Oh, we're doing video. aren't
We're doing video.
Okay, yeah, they can't hear you very well because you don't have mics.
I mean, we can
So-
sort of hear.
Sort of.
They pick up the background noise.
Yeah.
Here our white
sorry,
noise.
for you Americans out there, charming.
There you go.
The charming toilet roll is pretty good, but I'm very.
You know, you
I
actually have
fold
a,
it
you
in.
guys you have a platform there because you don't say I'm a charming young man.
I might
Mostly because you're just
start
fucking
doing
annoying,
that
but
just confuse people. How charming to meet you.
right, charmed I'm sure, charmed I'm sure. Oh, so enough about my asshole. How was your week?
It was a mixed week, I
Yeah,
guess.
what'd you do?
Oh, work. Mourned the death of Johan Cruyff pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, you said you cried.
Yeah. I don't know why. I think it's because he was, like, I think back to like when I was a kid watching football, and the first players that you see that someone else goes to you, oh, they were good. Because when you watch football now,
Right.
kids go, oh, Messi's good, Ronaldo's good. And then if their friends don't know, they just watch them on Sunday, and they're like, oh, yeah, they're really good. They just scored 4 goals. But when someone goes to you, oh no, Johan Cruyff was really good. I'm like, well, what did he do? Well, he did this turn that no one thought about doing. Now they've named it after him, and it will always be called a Cruyff turn. Always.
Right.
But there's no other. Like kids talk about step overs and they call them scissors or they call them chops or whatever. That will always be the Cruyff turn. So the first skill when I coach kids and they say they want to learn skill, first skill they get taught. Guarantee. They want to learn something that's not a drag back or easy, they do the Cruyff turn.
Have you ever done a Cruyff turn in a game?
Fuck yeah.
Really? You're the most
Yes.
straightforward fucking player I know. Never have I
I
ever
have
seen you.
2 things in my locker. One, lock at the other side of it.
And run back.
Cruyff turn. That's it. Like, that is it. No shame in that.
I don't think I've ever seen you turn away from like pressure today. It's just like the head down.
Like No, I'm
To get what they want. Like
yeah,
he
said player contracts are bullshit.
Yeah.
You're just using us.
Right.
We're here to make you money. You need to pay us better.
Right.
And then he did stuff like he went to Barcelona. There would be no Leo Messi at Barcelona
He set up Messiah.
if it was not for Cruyff saying we need to
Well,
put
he
a kids
set up,
academy in there.
helped set up Ajax as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
he took but he says himself now that the way the Ajax academy is set up now, Cruyff would never have been accepted because as a 12-year-old he couldn't kick a ball with his right foot as far as he could. No, with his left as far as he could his right.
Right.
So they wouldn't have signed him.
You know,
So
and I think the argument could be made that, as far as the value of a single person in the game of soccer, inside and outside of the
most
lines,
valuable. But not enough people apply that.
Well, and to that point, I remember when we first started the Athletics, I was interviewing assistant coaches, and one of them that I interviewed was David Bradford, who I think he played with him in Washington for the Washington Diplomats, and he was saying, "Yeah, I played with Cruyff," and just as a soccer nerd, I was like, tell me a little bit
Yeah.
about your days with fucking Johan Cruyff. And he said, I was a stereotypical English player. I wanted to, for 90 minutes, I wanted to outwork the other team. And he said he remembered one time Cruyff tapping him on the shoulder and be like, "Why the fuck are you running so much?" And Cruyff was the type of player where he would let the game he would let the space create his space. Like he would let the momentum of the game create his space. And people just don't realize how that works these days.
Like there's videos, if you watch some of the highlights of him, there's one where he's out stood on the left wing and he drops all the way to the left wing,
Right.
and the ball gets switched and the fullback comes with him. And instead of just bringing it down, he just knocks it straight out of his feet into the space he's created behind him.
Done.
No one thinks to do. You would never
Done.
think to do that. You'd think, better bring this down. But he thinks, no, I'm just going to hit it past him and go kill him.
Well, soccer's incredibly fluid chess.
Yeah.
And to really at a high level understand the fluidity of that is something that, players go their entire careers without being able to do. And he was a perfect example of someone who was really in tune with the motion of the game and how to create advantageous space and means to keep possession to make his team.
And he smoked 40 a day.
smoked 40 fucking cigarettes a day.
He signed a boot deal, got given his new boots, and said, these hurt my feet. I don't want to wear them. They said, well, you've signed a deal for 100 games or whatever it was.
Right.
And he said, well, I don't want to wear them, mate. I'm going to wear these instead. And they said, well, we have to fine you in your contract. We have to fine you. He said, all right. So he wore them 98 games straight and just paid the fine.
Right.
It just didn't. I mean, he was, and really his career with Holland was great, but they should have won that World Cup in '74 when they lost to Germany 2-1 because of their cockiness.
Yep.
And then he didn't go to Argentina in '78 because they said they would kidnap his family. But you're right. In terms of football, there's like people. You have people that come along and do things, and then they do things for like moments. They're moments in time.
Right.
So you look at like say Zidane.
Right.
Where he's moment in time. Now he's at Real Madrid as a manager, and they say, well, is he going to cut it? Even he himself said, I don't know, I'm at Real Madrid, I could be gone tomorrow.
Right.
But you look at what Cruyff did. He came in, revolutionised how you play as an individual and a team, goes and coaches, successful as a coach, changes that, and he also leaves a legacy for people that now you have camps all around the world that are called the Catalan Training Camp.
Right.
And they teach his principles. Or you have total football camps. So you're right. I mean, he's one of a. There'll never be anyone that'll have as big an influence on football ever.
No,
Never.
and I agree with that. I mean, if you look at the people who could have, they fucked it up. Look at Platini and look at Beckenbauer. I mean, those guys had this. You know, they.
You look at Best as well. That's the other side of it, right? You have these amazing talents,
Right.
that just self-implode. Gascoigne, but Cruyff, even though he smoked 40 a day.
Let's take it easy with Gascoigne.
Well, come on. I mean, the guy could have had a great. He could have gone even longer.
He's a could have though.
No,
I mean,
he is.
He's a could. He didn't.
But
He
even at
didn't
the
do
time,
it.
But no, but you ask anyone, like, he was another one that was a talent.
And a 40-packer a day, probably.
Yeah, beer.
There's a 40-pack of beer.
But, you know, like, the legacy that Cruyff's left is obviously unbelievable. And I think that, to me, there's certain players in football that not enough people know about. I think, especially new people to the game. Like, I also throw Mario Kempes in there. I don't think enough people know what a great player he was.
Ozzy Ardiles, if we're going
There you
Argentina.
go, Argentinians. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of them. But, you know, Cruyff's just, there'll never be another person who changes a game like that unless people just start dribbling with their head or something.
Right.
I really don't know.
Your move, Brazil.
Yeah, I don't know what they do. So, yeah, obviously that was gutting. Apart from that, my week was all right.
So you physically cried.
No, I wouldn't say cried. I was like, oof. I was a bit, because you think about it. I was
What
like,
is
what's the point of
crying
crying?
in terms of it, like an English person? You just go, ah. Then that's
yeah.
it. Ugh.
I was sat a little bit in my car, and I was like, oh. Did that a little bit.
And that's,
And then I
that's
was like-
bawling for an English
Then I was
person.
just like, oh, I better go to work, I suppose, you know. No one's going to understand. My wife's not going to give a shit.
Right.
I'm not going to go home and tell 68-year-old Dutch man died today. I'm really upset about
Right.
it.
Right.
Do you know?
Did you know? No.
You're not Dutch, are you? No. Do you support the team he played for? No. So why'd you care?
Never mind, dear.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Never mind. Dear.
So apart from that, England won yesterday. We'll talk about that later.
All right.
How was your week?
Yeah, my week was good. Like I said, I've got this wine dinner coming up, so it's been stressful.
At least everyone knows you got a clean bumhole.
Yeah, clean bumhole. I do wash my hands. Once a week, like everyone else.
Just right, that's normal.
Yeah, we had a little friendly yesterday.
We'll talk about that later too, didn't we?
Yeah, you want to do? You want to? You want to take a break?
Yeah, we did a break.
Good time for break.
Let's do a break.
All right.
Welcome back. Hell of a commercial.
It's good. It's
That
very
was
good.
So some interesting friendlies and some interesting World Cup qualifiers. The USA did all they could to fuck themselves. This was it Friday night, Philip?
Was it Friday or Saturday?
It was
My days are running together.
Friday. Yeah, go down to Guatemala. I mean, it's a difficult place to play, and they had one win in 6 attempts there going in. But I mean, when the pressure's on it, to throw in a makeshift lineup, I think the pressure is legitimately on Jurgen Klinsmann. And obviously, if they don't get out of this group, if they don't make the hex, you're fired. You're fired immediately. I mean, if you don't qualify for the World Cup as the US's coach, you're fired.
What are your thoughts on there being 2 US national games on Tuesday? Surely that one of them's being devalued.
What is it?
Right?
The U23?
Yeah, one's the Olympic
So it's
game,
the Olympic
isn't
Games. The Olympics don't matter for soccer, but at the same time, I completely agree. There's no reason to have them on the same
That's
day.
so stupid, isn't it? What about if you want to play from the U23s playing the first team?
Well, and that's another very good point.
And then what about if that player in the first team's a U23 player you want playing in the Olympics
Yeah.
to know what it's like to play in a tournament?
Both good points. Yeah, it's dumb. That's a terrible scheduling
There's
issue.
some I think they're the little things that kind of hold US soccer back a little bit. Like that just shouldn't happen. Like, and I understand, like you could say the Olympics don't matter.
Is it happening to other federations? I mean to other countries.
Well, I mean England don't have an Olympic team, so I guess in that regard,
Didn't Great Britain put one
just
in?
when they had the Olympics, yeah.
Are they going to do it again?
No, they said they wouldn't do it again. But I mean,
Didn't Giggs play for them?
yeah, Giggs, Sturridge, it was a weird team, wasn't it?
Very
Yeah.
strange team.
But I think that, those sort of things, that shouldn't be happening. They should do it at a weekend. Even if you did it on a Friday. Just you send that lad to go train with them. It doesn't matter. But you can't... You devalue... One of them's getting devalued. And now there's all this pressure on that other game. So let's say, I don't know, if there probably isn't a boy in the U23s that should be in the World Cup squad, is there? Because the World Cup squad surely takes precedent.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, it's a hindrance for sure. It's poorly thought out, poorly executed, and it's at the expense of, or could potentially be at the expense of qualifying for one competition or the other. So,
The more I've been... And I say I use this term loosely.
but CONCACAF is an organization that has always been on the up and up in terms of never being corrupt and never being...
Yeah, they're all above board, aren't they?
All above
Everything's above board. Allegedly. I think most of it's underboard, isn't it? Factually.
Exactly.
But you think that there's all these weird... I think my thought is that the sooner the generation who are playing football now in America stop playing and start to like work in it, or like have kids that play in it and you have parents watching the game that understand it,
Right.
the better it is, because everyone will start to be like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, or you should be doing this, or...
Well,
you know what I mean?
that pressure is, that levels up. Like if we have just regular, there was 20 years ago, people were just, the federation was just having to have people watching.
Yeah.
So as the game evolves, now they're becoming more and more knowledgeable,
more
and that
informed.
goes up the ladder, and the pressure on
Exactly.
on the powers that be becomes more and more, which is good.
Becomes more mainstream, doesn't it?
Totally.
Because you got, like, the thing I've noticed is that, especially if you coach kids for soccer or you ever go watch it, I would say 11 boys in the starting 11, obviously, one parent played. So you got 10 people shouting who know nothing about what they're shouting about.
Right.
It'd be like me shouting at anything American sport, like baseball.
We should
Jump
do-
and catch it. Like, oh, I don't know.
We should do a skit about that. Stevie watches 1 minute of basketball.
Basketball,
Shoot it into that ring with
I'd
the
be okay with
twine.
basketball. But football, I would struggle, because I still, when people say to me they're a halfback, I'm like, oh, cool. But I never say whether they played attack or defence. Offence.
Attack.
Offence.
That quarterback is excellent on the attacking side of it.
He is. He throws that ball very well. He has a tight spiral. I don't know.
Here we go.
There's like, I was thinking about this actually the other day. I was like, there's certain things in America that you need to know to just get by in terms of talking to someone about sports. Example, Thunder basketball. Beginning of every season, whenever you meet someone who knows something about Thunder, oh, you think they'll be able to get a little bit further than they did last year in the playoffs? Easy question, safe money. Middle of the season, you think they'll keep this form going, or you think they'll push on a little more? Again, slightly safe. Towards the end of the year, when they get in the playoffs, you might have to pay a little bit of attention. And then if they start to lose in the playoffs, which everyone knows about, you say, oh, you think Durant's going to want to stay? And that gets you through a season.
Right.
Baseball, a little bit more difficult. It's too boring. Too many games.
They don't play enough games. I'm actually a proponent of moving from 162 to 362. They
need to
get
play
3 days
every
off.
day.
3 days off a year.
Christmas.
Easter,
and
and my
Thanksgiving.
birthday. And then they play every other day.
I want to meet a person who's a baseball fan who gets angry after his team loses first game of the season. Look at them people.
Fuck, we're done.
They're calling a phone in. I'm so fucking mad. We lost today. It's bullshit. Get the coach out.
Yeah, we'll get them out.
He might turn it around. Like, at what point do you become mad as a baseball fan?
I think it's like 40 games in. I know, it's
I think
ridiculous.
it's the All-Star break. Yeah, if you're like 20 games out of first of the
if
All-Star
you're
break.
11
you
and
phone it.
29, you're okay. Yeah.
I mean, what's a good like there's how many 100 and how many games?
62.
So like, is it like the best teams they win in like 130 and losing 30? Is that like
No.
normal?
Anything
No,
over
no.
100 is considered an
Yeah.
incredibly good year.
Yeah, the playoff team will
So
win.
you can lose 62 times, and they're like
95 or so for like a playoff team,
90,
90 to 95.
90, and you're in the hunt.
yeah, 90 and you got a real chance.
So about a 55% win percentage.
Yeah,
Oh, you're good. You're in there.
Could you imagine winning the Premier League with 18 games, 19 games?
Well, there's no draws in baseball, so it's a
Oh,
little
I
bit.
guess, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good point. But
There's
still,
shit. I'm actually for the draw in baseball. The baseball draw. Well, listen,
more
you
extra
fucking
innings.
idiots played for 3.5 hours. And we don't have a winner. Done. Go home. You have
could you imagine having a
you have
season ticket at
161
baseball?
more opportunities to win. Can you imagine what?
having a season ticket to it. Oh, it'd get boring, wouldn't it? Oh, it'd be so painful.
Well, if you pay $3,000 for a season ticket, it's only like $4 a game.
Oh my god. Could you
you
imagine
stub hub
that?
the rest of the tickets. You go to the ones you won. You stub hub the rest.
Oh, I've got to go to it for a work event. I think.
Just drink a bunch of beer and eat a hot dog.
Yeah. Fall asleep.
It's
Complain.
actually, you don't have to pay attention at all. You just drink beer.
Then they play that stupid song, don't they? How many innings in?
The 7th inning stretch.
Fucking hell. Anytime you need to inject music to a sporting event to get the fans going.
What, you don't do the halftime mambo at a soccer game?
Oh man, you know what's funny, right? You know the other week we were talking on here about stupid team names in America.
What do you got for us?
Podcast I was listening to, another one, a huge one. They were talking about it on there, and they had exactly the same conversation we did
Oh, really?
about Chicago Fire, the earthquakes, and my other one. We were actually leading it. If more people listened to us, they would know we're relevant.
We have always been just at the forefront.
So anyway, back to Tuesday in America. Sorry, I got way off subject there, didn't we?
But
don't even know how we get to
Sonny
these
said you
places.
don't have to pay attention to baseball. You want to pay a little bit of attention so you don't get hit in the face.
You just went, didn't you?
That's it.
Yeah, it was 2 spring training games in Arizona.
So you went to preseason baseball.
Well, let me tell you, it's a really
Listen,
cool thing.
if you don't have 30 games to warm up for those 162 games for the 20 games of playoffs, you're not gonna get.
How long did you put a lad on trial for baseball? Bring him in, 2-month loan.
2 years.
He's got
Yeah, for 2
40
years.
games. Show me what you got. Are there any players who play like every game?
Yeah.
most of them. I mean,
Cal Ripken played like 15 years in a row,
Every game.
every game.
Oh, don't he get bored? He must get bored out his head.
No, he played shortstop.
Yeah,
What's that?
That's where the action
He
goes.
gets the ball a lot.
I don't know what that is. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Position 6.
That's my
It
mom.
is.
She used to score our grade school baseball
So-
Oh,
games.
you did? There you go. You put the.
So she knows what E6 means. It means it rolled through some little puke's legs.
Shortstop.
Yeah.
You put the worst players at right field, don't you?
Yeah.
Because that's where I
Yeah.
got put when they played softball with me. They were like, "No, you go right field." And then when I went to work the next day, people were like, "How'd softball go last night?" I was like, "It was all right. Where'd they play you when you the team who was fielded? Right field." They're like, "I don't know."
It was after the first one he ran down, and rather than throwing it into the infield, he just ran it in as fast as he could.
I would have to do that now because I would not trust my shoulders.
Yeah.
That's true.
Anyway,
So, yeah, the U.S. is in some trouble.
do you think it spells the end of Jurgen?
I think.
Do you think that's why he has to call on so many players because they have all these other games going on?
Well, here's my issue: is why are you putting a makeshift lineup out there? Like, how does that make sense on any level? I thought Tim Howard was fucking terrible. I don't know why he's still in the rotation. He's lost his spot at Everton.
He's just signed for the Rapids, isn't he, as well?
He
Yeah.
signed for the Colorado Crap Tits.
Crap tits. Sorry, I got that. We were going to try and go the whole season calling them the crap tits. I'll remember that
It's
from
okay.
now on.
But he looked awful. The second goal was
He has been bad, though.
calamity. man.
Everton fans have said how bad he's been this year.
He's 37
He's
years.
past it, isn't he?
He's my age. I mean, he's 37 years old.
You don't even play in goal anymore. You play on
Oh,
pitch
shit,
instead.
no.
I'm not going in
I
goal.
play to my feet. Don't play past me.
Don't make me run. Stupid. It turns into a tackle.
Yeah, exactly. Nope, not going for that one.
We're always a goalkeeper.
I like that. That's the attitude, that is.
But yeah, no, it was incredibly questionable tactic to throw out a makeshift lineup in a game that could ultimately become so important in qualifying for the World Cup, and it fucking backfired on him. And now
What was the score?
2. We won 4-1. No, it's 2-0.
2-0.
2-0 to Guatemala.
Yeah.
Man, Guatemala's getting better. Guatemala getting better.
Name a Guatemalan player, Stevie.
Oh, I'll coach one. Jason.
Jason.
Yes, it's
I actually do coach a lad from Guatemala called Jason.
an old
He's a
Guatemalan
Guatemalan player.
It's
oddly
Hasten, actually.
enough, the most popular name in Guatemala. Jason.
And Todd is number 2.
Todd. Come on, Rick. Rick Sanchez, striker, Guatemalan national team. Yeah, Carlos Ruiz scored basically off a goal kick. He's 37 years old. Do something better.
Did Dempsey and them not play?
Yep, just not very well.
Just not very good.
Changing of the guard for the US national team then, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I can understand why he would be in that position to look at, how do we put an effective lineup in for the future and get them the experience and the minutes that they need, but you have to win the games. You have to beat Guatemala. There's no circumstance in which we should ever lose to Guatemala.
Apart from maybe if there's like some secret Guatemalan national sport you don't know
Well,
about.
how big is Guatemala? The size of what, New Jersey?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Maybe. Sure.
The state of New
We'll
Jersey.
say that.
The state of New Jersey should be able to field a team that can beat Guatemala.
Oh, I don't know. You've been up there.
Good one. Good point. Have you physically seen the state? To your point, yes. I have.
I don't know if they could, but I understand what you're saying.
I mean, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, pressure's on.
And who do they play in the Olympic qualifiers? Someone random, isn't it?
Colombia.
Colombia.
Home and home with Colombia. We got a 1-1 draw.
U23s of Colombia. There
We got a
go,
1-1
mate.
draw in Colombia, which is
very good.
Yeah, it is.
Do away goals count in the Olympic qualifying?
And that I believe they do. Yeah.
Sure.
Good for them.
So moving on, Philip, how did Notts Forest do this weekend?
Of course, didn't play this weekend, but lost.
Previous week, it was a big derby, wasn't it?
Lost.
Derby game, huge game against
Against-
Derby. Can't afford to lose that, Philip. How did it go?
They
when you
lost.
played they lost,
they
didn't
lost,
they?
yeah.
1-0, wasn't it, Philip?
Was it 1-0 or 2-0? I think it ended up 2-0.
Oh, it was
maybe.
2-0, was
I turned
it?
it off when it was 1-0.
Jeez.
I'll
Oh,
say that.
wow.
Should I just
Yeah.
take Philip out of that segment? You seem to know all about it.
Yeah.
Well, it was an interesting derby, wasn't it? Because the new Forest manager
Mhm.
is an old Derby player, and the
Right.
new Derby
Oh,
manager
Is
an old Forest player.
Oh, I see.
Which
And,
is
and they
switch.
both used to be youth team coaches at the clubs they're at now, and they're both managers.
Oh.
And that is why that was an interesting game, and I knew
Yeah.
so much about it.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Because they hate each other.
Oh,
out
they
there.
do. They really do.
They really do hate each other.
They hate each other.
We've never
lot.
talked this much about.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I mean,
It's about time, by the way.
Pompey won Friday, 4-0, in case you're
Yeah, good for
wondering.
them.
We played a friendly yesterday.
You did.
Oh, yes. I want to hear about this.
We did.
Against the new Galacticos of US.
Of
Soccer.
U.S. Second Division. Yeah, and they're fucking good. So we played Rio, OKC.
Mm-hmm.
George Samaras of Greek national team of...
Former Celtic hero.
Well, and the first thing I want to say is that we did something yesterday that Barcelona have never been able to do. Barcelona allowed George Samaras to score on them. We have not.
That's impressive.
So
So you're
Barcelona,
better than Barcelona,
for
isn't you?
any and all, because I'm sure there are many Barcelona representatives listening to this podcast, go fist yourselves. You allowed George Samaras to beat you. We let a bunch of other people beat us, but not George Samaras.
And you scored against them.
What's that?
And you scored against Rayo, didn't you?
Yeah, it was after 30 minutes. It was 1-1. We actually looked pretty good, but you know how our team is before the season, before the college kids gets in.
Well, especially they're
gets in.
incredibly fit as well, aren't they? They've
They're
been in a ton of preseason every day, all day.
Just finishing their preseason, so they're very fit. Trialists in that are looking to make an impression. I mean, honestly, the first 30 minutes, we probably had. I'm not going to say that we had the run of the game, but we've had better chances than they did. And then ref called a real bullshitty penalty that Michelle from FC Dallas last year easily tucked away, and then they scored. Robbie Finley, who started
Played for Portland Timbers, didn't he?
and started for the U.S. in the World Cup.
Yeah, they got a pretty good team out there,
He
haven't
was
they?
good. They had a guy who the night before played 90 minutes for El Salvador against Honduras.
Did Boateng play?
Yes.
Is he massive?
Yeah. You know what's funny? Dave Long did all right against him. Dave Long scored.
That's because we were talking about this before the podcast where you came in. Dave is a freak. Dave should have been a pro.
I'm actually going to go a little further. I'm going to say on this podcast, Dave Long is the best player in the world. He played center back the second half, too. He's like, I got my goal. Let's see if I can lock it down.
So who played from the athletics team last year that played on Saturday?
Let's see. Kevin Howard, Niall Masterson, Adam Schmoker, Dave Long, Levi played a bit in the second half.
Who played in goal?
NSU's goalkeeper.
Okay.
Eric.
Okay.
Eric. We'll go with Eric.
Okay.
So
you had trialists out there too.
We did. Yeah, I mean, well, you know our preseason.
But it's hard. Preseason's so hard to get everyone in because you have that problem of getting college players in.
When you're a club that uses college players and your college players aren't in, it's like
pretty much every semi-pro club in the summer, like 95% of their squad's gonna be college players. So.
Right. Well, and that team in Tucson, Arizona hosts the PDL team. They host like the Diamond Cup, where all of the MLS teams go to Tucson and play, and Tucson puts a team in, but it's basically just trialists from a bunch of other teams that aren't attached. They play as Tucson.
Oh,
and that team beat the Portland Timbers in the tournament.
Oh, because they're all playing for contracts as unaffiliated
playing
players.
For contracts and this and that. So, yeah, I mean, we're still a makeshift bunch, and guys are trying to make an impression. And
preseason side for that. I mean, last year we had it against SMU, didn't we?
Yeah. That was,
you have a couple of guys there that are trying to play, and then they try a little too hard, or they don't play their game, or...
Yeah, stop trying to take people on. So we have this one guy... who's going to go to Bacone College, and he played for Houston Regals last year. And I don't think he listens to this podcast.
Okay.
I hope not, because he's not awesome. But he's...
You're allowed to say that. You're the owner, not the manager.
Well, that's a little mean, but he was certainly out of his depth yesterday. And he comes on with about 15 minutes left, just as Samaras comes in. And
it's never good when you're coming on alongside someone who's played in the Champions League, is it?
Well, even better than that, Kevin Howard, who's like a lifelong Celtic fan, they sub him off as Samaras is coming on, and he's just like...
Kev must have been devastated.
Just gutted, just sort of gives him like a...
Did he not? I bet he was like, Joey, what the fuck? Give me 30 seconds.
No, Jake Smoker took him as Joey's in Ireland, so... Scouting trip.
Okay.
Scouting trip.
He's found someone. Jameson's his last name. He's got potential.
O'Reilly.
Yeah, O'Reilly. This lad Guinness. He looks like he's got a chance to do Murphy as well, another one.
So the kid gets the ball, and like Samaras slowly closes him, and the kid wasn't looking to play quick to start with, which was like, oh, son, play quick. Just
playing a pro team, mate.
One touch. That's all you got.
Yeah, seriously.
One touch. Second one, you better already have in mind what you're going to do. So he takes his touch, looks one way, cuts back. Samaras gets closer, cuts back again, and then he tries to fucking meg him, which doesn't come off. And he come after the game. I said, "Hey, you, come here." I said, "The first thing you did on the field for us try and meg a guy who scored in the World Cup and has scored a goal to beat Barcelona." He goes, "Yeah, I got a little scared." I was like, "Okay, well, the next time you're scared, don't try to meg a world-class player.
Hoof it,
just
man.
fucking hoof it.
Make it look
field.
like a long diagonal
yeah,
ball.
point your finger.
Point your finger. Shout switch and hit it as hard as you can.
As hard as you can. Done.
Done. You're out. That's simple.
Done.
That's the opposite to Rosed.
England had a friendly. Speaking of hoofing it way the fuck up the field.
Fuck yeah, they did, and they played awesome.
They did. Jamie Vardy, brilliant goal.
Mate, they were so good yesterday.
3-2 over the defending World Cup champions.
2-0 down. They win 3-2. They did not. They looked completely composed. Having a centre forward in there who plays like Kane, who just... Wow. If anyone wants to learn how to play as a lone striker, that's how you do it. He was phenomenal. Bringing players in, for one-touch passing, that's all it is, triangles. And they dominated, absolutely dominated them. They were fantastic. Butland's broke his ankle, though, so he's out for the Euros, which is terrible.
That's terrible.
So, but Forster's been informed, so he's going to drop in goal. And then on Tuesday, they play Holland. So it'll be interesting to see because Danny Drinkwater's going to get a run out. They'll play Sturridge up top probably instead of Kane. Kane was brilliant yesterday. They were all brilliant, really. But that Tottenham spine was so good through the midfield and going forward. They look good going forward, but still they conceding goals. That's the concern of England.
I wonder who the last team to beat Holland and Germany in friendlies consecutively were.
Don't.
Oh, it was probably the U.S. last summer.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
But they said that's the thing about it that kind of leaves a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth is that it was a friendly, and the Germans are so logical that if it makes sense to do something, typically they do it. So if they're 2-0 up and it's a game that matters, they're probably not going to lose it.
Yeah.
So they probably, Ozil was just non-existent. Muller was non-existent. That Rudiger at the back, I'd fancy my chances against him. He's absolutely pony. He's a big lump who throws himself in front of everything, and he is terrible. Their fullbacks are bad.
He's the new Mertesacker, is what you're saying.
Oh, he was out. That's who they're talking about. They're missing him in Boateng's, what they said. But I don't think they're going to... I mean, I don't see Germany winning the Euros. Everyone's talking about France being tasty because they're at home. And
Yeah, everyone loves France right now.
When they read
loves
out
France.
their squad, it is impressive. I
Yep.
mean, they got the Griezmann, didn't they, up front? Pogba, Martial. It's not a bad team, you read it out. Giroud scores for them, believe it or not. He does his job as a forward. He did it for a club level, be all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm a pessimistic Arsenal fan, but I like Giroud.
Great to differ. Whatever.
But
you look at it in that regard. So I think that England, Hodgson, what he had yesterday was a team that was young. They had no fear, none. I mean, Dele Alli was unbelievable. So it was very exciting, but they'll probably get to quarterfinals and lose. So
they are England.
There you go, lose on penalties or something.
Blame the press. That's
Dele
what I
Alli
say.
will get sent off, and they'll tell you what a reckless young talent he is, and he don't know what he's doing. But they were talking about whether you play Rooney or not, how you play Rooney in this team.
I say you don't.
Part of me thinks that you take him in the squad because you don't. There's always that argument about football, right? You never know the value of a player behind the changing room door.
Agreed.
And I think you can even relate that to like the athletics to some extent. Because you have boys in the squad or whatever that are like good for the squad,
Right.
and they have a role. Like you take McCurdy first season, he has a role in the squad. He's good to have around.
Okay.
He's a good player too.
Let's do Daniel Watson. Why don't we do Daniel?
Oh,
Watson?
all right, yeah.
There you go.
D-Was, yeah. But like, say you don't start him, but you still take him with you because he knows more than anyone else out there to games. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that you have and all the boys like him. They all listen to him when they tell you something. You learn from
He's
him.
a calming presence
Yeah.
in the locker room. It's
I don't know how
experience.
calming Rooney would be, but I think that it's that presence
What do you
and
mean?
experience.
He looks exactly like Shrek. You'd just be like watching a cartoon for a minute. Like if you were nervous, you could be like, "That ain't donkey."
But they all do really like him, don't they? When they talk about him, but then like, you don't know. I mean, I would take him for that reason alone, not because they like him, but because he's a calming presence. Looks like Shrek.
Your voice just got real calming presence.
I did.
Mhm.
Got a bit dry throat.
Mm.
USL game started yesterday as well, didn't they?
They did, yeah. We had a former athletic make his professional debut yesterday.
He did. He's on the wrong end of a 2-0 loss, though, wasn't he, sadly?
Yeah, the local Orange Boys beating Rio Grande 2-0. Bradley Bourgeois making his debut.
Have you
pro
seen
debut.
that kit they've got out this year as well? That-
Yeah, people seem to like it. I don't.
The red and white one. That one.
With the
one
skull?
that's exactly like the Roughnecks one. The old Roughnecks one. They've remade the old Admiral one again.
Yeah, they did it last year with the white.
Right.
They've got a red one too. I think they got
they
like
did-
5 kits this year.
Yeah, they did the red one.
It's a one-off game, right?
But then they did their sponsor is a skull, which is like a
Culto.
Modelo, right?
Culto.
It's the other. It's Anheuser-Busch, right? But they
Yeah, it's a
they had
Budweiser
Modelo,
with tequila. It's like
Yeah, and
it's
then
basically
it's a Culto.
tequiza.
But it's a skull. It's not like a word logo. It's a skull. It's a little-
Interesting.
it is very interesting.
I'm trying to find that picture of those kits.
Not necessarily in a good way.
Yeah. How do you feel about it? Do you like it or no?
I'm not crazy about it. The Modelo I thought looked pretty cool. I thought last year that was a pretty good kit for them. I
mean,
don't
the-
like the Occulto.
The Modelo didn't make sense, but I thought it
Not
looked
for Tulsa,
fine as
but
far
it
as.
it looked fine. Yes.
I'm with you, but everyone seems to really, really like it. They're
But
like,
then again,
they're like, we really love skulls. I was like, well, have you seen our fucking stadium? There's skulls everywhere on this thing. But
Yeah.
okay, whatever.
True. Including the outfield wall, right?
Including the outfield wall.
I need to find that picture of that kit anyway.
I got
But-
a picture. I'm gonna for the people who are watching on video.
But they won their. So obviously they won their first game. It'll be interesting, won't it, now to see how they go on throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, their goalkeeper made, I think, 12 saves yesterday. So I don't think they were the best team on the field. The second Roughnecks goal was about 12 seconds in the second half and was an absolute
belter.
bomb, just a bomb. So I don't think they played particularly well, but that's David Irving making it tough. I know those kids.
You've seen those already,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know why you have to make an old retro one again. Just a marketing ploy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
It's no way different, is it? It's just trying to be affiliated. I'd be curious as to know if there was something out there that was maybe comment from former Roughnecks players, and they're originally the Roughnecks, giving their opinion on the present ones, if that video did exist. I think there is a video.
what is it?
The video of like Vic and
Who?
Vic Morland.
Oh man, he's gonna hunt you fucking down.
I'm gonna kill you. No, but Victor and it's Billy Caskey in it.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that one in it?
Yeah.
They say leave it. Don't. Why do you need to keep going about it? Bye. See you later. Don't get thrown down. But why would you keep? I don't understand why you just don't leave it. I mean, if you want to be affiliated with them, why didn't you just go red and white at the very beginning?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't understand.
well, we talk about this a lot. It's sort of beating a dead horse. I mean,
And I'm really bitter about it too. I'll be honest.
I mean, it just doesn't really add up. Like, without really getting into it, it's like, you want to go so far as to pay homage to a team by naming yourself after them. Like, we pay homage to them here in a number of different ways, through our Alan Woodward Street sign, and like, we've got the Victor Moreland War Room down there that they do film study in and stuff like that.
You can give it a nod, can't you? You don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, if you're gonna do it, like, if you're gonna be the Roughnecks, they should have been like, look, we're fucking red and white. We are the fucking Roughnecks. Like, let's go all the way. Don't fucking half-ass that shit. But that's just me, and I'm a soccer nerd above all else, and that name and that brand is a holy piece of this city for me. So if you're gonna do it, understand what you're gonna need to do to accomplish doing it right, and that should be the approach. Like, and that was the first question Dr. Kern asked me when we got our franchise. He said, well, what do you think about the Roughnecks name? And I said, if we're knocking on the MLS door, then I think we entertain the idea of bringing it out. But anything short of that, like, let's create our own identity, because that was something that was really fucking cool. They had over 40,000 fans a few times when the Cosmos came to town, and we're not going to match that. We're just trying to build something. So build it originally.
Did you hear about the Minnesota United can't be called Minnesota United?
What? No.
Because Atlanta United's got the name, and the MLS won't let another United be called it in the league.
Is it the only United?
Again, another fucking stupid thing about just let them be called United.
You're
What?
kidding me. So
What does it matter?
are there? I didn't even realize that. Is there no other Uniteds?
They don't want any more.
Are
Honestly,
there any other?
they don't want any other ones. I'll find the story about it now. Yeah, Minnesota United's got to change their name for MLS because they said that the Atlanta's wanted. Yeah, let me find it. Hang on. Yeah, Minnesota United faces name change before move to the MLS.
Well, that's silly. I mean, they were called United before Atlanta was even.
Exactly. And
Twinkle
you know
in that
why?
city's
Because
eye.
Don Garber, sets his
You know what he is? He's a pillock.
pillock.
He's a
Bloke's
pillock.
an absolute pillock.
Fucking Pillock.
Codswallop. This is absolute codswallop. So,
God's wallop.
but they think it's because they want. It's again. It goes back to the thing. You know what it is? It's an example of that stupid thing you've been going through the Oakland A's. That they think that it's the same. I mean, how stupid have you got to be if you mistake going to Minnesota for Atlanta? It's not even like they're the same area.
Correct.
Even I know that. North, south, mate.
It's true.
North United, South United.
They should be called. That one. I don't know if they could be called anything else, really. I guess, but I was trying to think of a way to try and poke fun at Atlanta. But I don't know any.
Just do Minnesota United with a Y.
They should be called
UNYTED.
Minnesota Peach State. Minnesota Peaches.
Minnesota Georgians.
Yeah. I think that's a bit stupid, don't you?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? It comes back down to the marketing and all that bollocks. It's just a load of rubbish. Football.
You know what's going to happen?
What?
Minnesota Athletics, probably.
Oh, gonna have to sue them, aren't
Oh
we?
my God, they're never going to face the end of it or hear the end of it from
The
them.
only
from Oakland.
thing I have to do is sue them.
Eric Connell sent me a T-shirt design this week that said "It's always sunny in Oakland."
I saw that.
that I want to put on.
Should we announce that we're looking for a?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Drum roll, Philip. You got your thing there.
I don't have my thing yet.
God's
I've got
sake.
too many wires, man.
Manual drum roll, Philip.
Okay.
It sounds like mice having sex in a cupboard.
Sorry.
Okay.
Philip, give us mice having sex in a cupboard.
Oh, there's a group of them.
Orgy.
Happy Easter. No, but
Someone has a clean asshole.
during this summer, when we've not decided exactly when, it will be pretty soon though. It'll probably be middle of April
Sure.
when training heats up a little bit. We are going to start doing a maybe weekly, we think weekly, video of us doing something completely original.
Not cleaning our assholes.
Not
but
cleaning our assholes. No, we're copying something that's been
I
done by
might do a
favourite.
tutorial. Don't rule that completely out. I'm just kidding.
We have a we're going to be doing videos of challenges against an athletics player, and we are looking for someone to sponsor it. So if you would like to throw us about what we saying, 50 grand, use notes,
non-consecutive bills
won't get a tax deduction for it, no
Right.
form of receipt given.
or anything else.
If you're a less than reputable business with a little extra income to
If you're looking
to
to launder
splash
some
around.
money. No, but in all seriousness, we are looking for a sponsor. We reckon what? How much?
I don't know. Let's say $1,000 for the.
$1,000
1,000 single
Help us
dollar
out with the
bills.
expenses around
Yeah.
it.
We would happily let you sponsor it for the whole season. And every video, we will pay homage to yours and shamelessly say it's the best one that there is of whatever it is, even if we disagree with it. So, what
good.
local business jumps to mind, Philip, that you would like sponsoring us?
I'm not doing it with the restaurant. Just letting you know.
No, that'd be a cop-out.
I'm not wasting that money.
That'd be a conflict of interest, I think.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't sponsor your own stuff. What do you think?
You're putting me on the spot. I have no idea. I hadn't even really thought about it.
What are you thinking? Strip club?
I was thinking that, but
You
then
did bring that up
you
in our
do
text.
isolate. You isolate a bit of the crowd, don't you? You probably
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
You got to keep it a little
Well-
bit classy. Like Twin Peaks, that's a meet in the middle ground, isn't it?
Strip clubs don't really need to advertise,
No, it's true.
so
And you don't get new ones made all the time, do you? No one really
No.
opens a strip club, do they?
Sorry, hang on.
no, they're all in the. They're all
Okay.
within like a 3-mile radius of the ballpark, though. I do know that.
Oh.
I mean, pretty
Alright.
much. You can't. There's not a strip club that's outside of this radius.
It's going to have to be a locally owned business, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think Lowe's or Target are going to sponsor anything for $1,000. You'd probably laugh at you if you wrote to Target. Would you please give us $1,000 to sponsor us? For
You
our
know,
sign?"
if we wrote a letter to the casino, they would sponsor us.
Oh, yeah, that'd
They
be
just
awesome.
give you $1,000 for receiving a letter. That's how that works.
Oh, we could ask them
Shit.
for more then.
Yeah, we need more than that then.
No, if you ask for more, they start asking questions.
Oh, okay.
I'm serious, but if you just send them a letter and be like, "Hey, we're doing this thing. It benefits.
What, like River Spirit Casino?
It benefits 29 listeners a week.
We have like 200 subscribers a week, so let's.
Thank you guys.
There
We
you go.
fucking love you."
Yeah, and then if we
Yeah.
have... All right, so you reckon in the casino. What one? The River Spirit or the Hard Rock?
Sage, Hard Rock is probably too corporate. They probably can't make a decision.
Yeah, let's find the shitty, dodgiest one.
That bloke who's got that garage
Yeah,
off 31st Street.
yeah.
The illegal casino.
Ronnie's Garage Craps.
Cockfighting.
Ronnie.
That was not what I thought it was going to be when I
Not
turned
the
up. I
same
was
thing.
expecting chickens.
I was trying to go help Ronnie's Garage Craps with his wiping problem, but apparently it's an underground dice ring.
So yeah, we're looking for a sponsor. So if you're interested, even if it's an individual, if you're listening and you got $1,000, you just want us to say your name every week,
Yeah, if you want us to
Yeah.
represent your name in a ridiculously ludicrous way.
would you even stand behind a political message?
Me, of course.
Would you,
For money.
Philip,
It's
Philip, would
politics.
you let us be endorsed by Trump, Philip?
Ooh.
Every week, this is the Donald Trump challenge.
Wow.
The Drump Challenge.
That
Trump,
is
yeah.
the Drumpf.
I don't think Philip would tolerate. Philip would
That's
probably
pretty
draw the
bad.
line. That's
I
where
don't
Philip would
like
draw the
that.
line. Yeah, he wouldn't do that for the money.
I don't like
no.
that. No, not happening.
Okay, let's play the game then. How much Trump money is acceptable, Philip?
It would have to be like $100,000.
Really? Oh my
$100,000.
God! So
Man.
Donald Trump could offer him 75 grand. Philip go, nope. Me and Sonny be in the background going,
Come on,
what
man."
the
Just take it. We'll just
It's
wear
all
stupid
hypothetical.
toupees while we do the
Obviously,
show every
it's
week.
hypothetical. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well, 10,000 really. In reality.
Yeah, I was thinking 5 figures.
Everyone's got a price.
No, everyone does have a price, yeah.
I was just gonna say the thousand's fine. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
It'd be a lot, mate, for me to want to
Yeah.
really say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would we have to wear just wavy wigs every week? Would that be
Sell
fun?
steaks
Or
to
one of
each
those
other.
stupid "Make America Great Again" hats.
Be
you know,
slightly
sort of-
racist.
Right, not slightly.
Just
Overtly
find,
racist.
Just find anything that anyone is slightly scared of and just fill them
Right.
with fear. You need a clean arsehole. You know why? Because you never know when you're going to get thrown down in this country.
But we're not going to tell you how to clean your asshole. We're going to say, you need a clean asshole. I'm going to clean your asshole. It's going to be so great you won't believe it.
And we're going to
that's
win it doing it.
Yeah.
This might be the show that ends the show. I like that.
So, were there any USL game results that jumped out at you yesterday? Because
Colorado beat Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City, which was a little bit of a surprise.
Switchbacks. It's an interesting team name too.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Wilmington, who was like the worst team in the league, I believe they won at Orlando City.
They did.
Two Tolsons there, Bryce Taylor and Tony Orocha.
Bryce is back at Wilmington.
He's back at Wilmington, yep.
But I saw that the team I'm kind of curious about this year is the Swope Park Rangers.
Swope
Swope Park Rangers.
Swope Park, is that how you say it? Sorry?
Swope.
Swope.
Well, yeah.
Now they're affiliated to Kansas City, right?
Yes.
And they got
Excuse
a
me.
lot of money behind them too,
They're
don't
not
they?
affiliated with the Queens Park Rangers.
They're not.
It's very confusing.
That isn't
Isn't it?
Hey, I like that though. That's a good football team name.
Yeah.
But they won yesterday 2-1 against that Timbers 2 team. But obviously when you've got your kind of reserve MLS teams in there, which quite a lot of those USL teams are really, aren't they? I mean, Rio Grande is affiliated to Houston Dynamo.
Yeah, I think
and
there's like 12 or 13 now.
Swope
It's
Park's
a
with Kansas
bunch.
City. Then you've got your New York Red Bulls team. You've got your Toronto team. You've got your Orlando.
Are we really going to do
Portland.
this?
Well, no, I'm just thinking.
Portland, Seattle, Vancouver, Montreal.
Who's the Switchbacks? Is that affiliated with the Crap Tits?
Nope.
They're
Really?
completely independent.
No, in fact, Steve Tritchu, their head coach, was part of the party that filed the antitrust suit against the MLS back in the day. So I like Steve Tritchu. Played against him.
Wonder if we could get him on the show.
Steve Tritchu? You might. He played with D. Wasson for the Crap Tits.
I wonder if we can contact him. He'd be a good person to try and get on to talk about stuff.
He'd be very interesting to talk about with the lawsuit. For sure, because that was a really...
Why did he sue the MLS?
I thought it was like antitrust shit.
Don Garber wasn't money laundering, surely. No.
This is going to end the podcast. This is going to be what's happening.
Just
You
law.
should, for this bit.
Gonna make a call.
That bit there needs to be Don Garber and then just no sound.
And I'm assuming Don Garber's probably friends with Trump. I'm just saying. This could be the end of everything. It's over.
Maybe they're the same person.
It's over, boys.
I like how little it would take to end this show. Just one scary letter
One
from
phone
a
call.
law
Yeah.
firm. We're like, show's over, guys.
A really
All right.
nice attorney
We won't do it
figure.
anymore.
So and so, so and so, so and so. Didn't Trump sue someone for $5 billion before too?
Probably. Sure. Who knows?
Imagine you got a lawsuit through the letter thing suing the Athletics.
For $5 billion.
Always saying Soccerdelphia for $5 billion.
Can't even settle that out of court. It's nothing you can really do.
I'll go on record and say that if I got a letter suing the Athletics for $5 billion, I would represent the Athletics myself.
Oh yeah, we'd have to, wouldn't we? Because we wouldn't be able to afford an attorney.
I would go ahead and put my perfect 5-0 record in courts representing myself.
Oh, good for you.
5-0. Nice.
Yeah. Able commission twice. Suck it.
What's the
Yeah.
Able Commission?
It's a
They
alcohol.
they go alcohol beverage.
Oh yeah, I
liquor,
remember that.
Law enforcement shit. Yeah. So, yeah, I put my 5-0 up against them.
Interesting. I'd be there as the guy who just leant into you when you were talking to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I would probably just lean in and whisper something like,
On Fop Mob, I just got a score update.
"Do you have anything to eat? I'm starving."
Did you say you also wipe down after you wipe up?
Have you noticed that juror's flies run down when he stands up? I told you episode 47 was the final one.
We're only on 40, by the way.
Oh, we
We didn't
are.
even bring it up. Today's number
We've
40.
gone over a year though, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's amazing, that is.
it is.
Do you think you could fit a whole hamburger in your mouth?
his bum.
Yeah, it's apparently a record. 9 Cadbury cream eggs up his bum.
I'd like to think, at what point did that bloke stop? It's bad enough to think, what makes you decide I'm going to stick these cream eggs up my bum? But at one point, did he not think, all 5?
Well, 6 is
That's
enough.
too many, yeah. And also, who goes and buys 9 cream eggs? They're so expensive. He spent like $8 on cream eggs to stick in his bum.
Do you think that rather than removing them, they just lanced him and then the cream and yellow
melted out.
oozed out?
I like to think he was going over 10 and it just like stopped. Like he couldn't get it in. It's like, I guess 9's the record.
Oh, he got to 9. He's like, oh, I can't do any more. Come on, 10.
Start coming out his throat. Like, just straight up. Yeah.
Oh, it's disgusting. And then he told people.
And it was in some newspaper. I don't know which paper it was. It was in some newspaper.
Oh.
It was
Hey, John.
front page.
Yeah, it's Rick.
Oh,
I need to tell you something.
oh, God.
Believe it or not, I have slightly less than 10 Cadbury eggs on my house.
I do not have a clean asshole. Is it because you were expecting to get thrown down and eaten? What's giving no surprise?
He's like a Pez dispenser, but from his ass. Oh, fuck.
Man, I wish I had the graphic.
Where was this at the beginning of the show?
I don't know how. My thing is, though, he admitted it. Why do these people admit this stuff?
I know.
Oh.
I mean, to admit it means that you are proud of the
You
9.
don't mind, yeah. That's not even like an embarrassing story, is it?
Oh, it's a very embarrassing
No, I mean,
story.
of course, but I mean, like when someone's like, let me, he's pulled it up, he's pulled it up.
Okay, there's the. Hold on. It's so hard to do things. Here we go. That's the headline. What paper is that? So, I can't tell.
Looks like the Sun.
Is it
yeah.
the Sun? Okay.
Sun or the Mirror. It's got to
Sun.
be.
Yeah. And
Oh, good
the
old
picture of the
tabloid
dude
fodder.
is awesome.
Yeah, he's identified himself.
I mean, I love the English newspapers. They pass that off as something that can go in a newspaper.
I mean, like, surely they must, like, the editor must be like, okay, we need something for the front page. There's all that stuff going on in Libya and Syria with ISIS. Anyone got anything?
Wait,
Dave.
Wait, Carl's just come running in. What do you
Story
have?
about
What do you
a
have, Carl?
guy. It's a bloke. He's put 9 Cadbury eggs up his
You're
bum.
never going to believe this, governor.
Oh, I
He's
fucking
got
got
9
one
cream
for you.
eggs up his ass.
There's a geezer in fucking South London. He's got 9 fucking eggs up his ass.
If that don't make the front pages, what's going to? Don't tell anyone else before the Telegraph gets hold of it.
Right. Word is he's shopping his ass full of eggs around. If News of the World gets a hold of this.
Yes, Happy Arster is what you could say. Happy Arster, everybody.
Oh, is the guy's name on there?
Not on the headline. You may be able to find the
Have a
story.
quick look, see if he's up there. First time I've ever Googled 9 cream eggs up my bum. It first thing that come up. 9 cream eggs up bum.
There you go. Sure.
Oh,
What else
mate.
you got to do with 9 of them?
It's like that.
Oh, my God. Oh,
It's great radio.
Use your words.
that's actually there. Oh, goodness me. Look at that picture. There it is. That's the picture they got of him, his X-ray.
Ooh,
His X-ray.
that's no yoke.
His eggs ray. Let me have a look.
Oh,
Oh,
mate. That's from last year.
Winner.
Oh, so it's not even
doesn't,
new?
Doesn't even
Damn
matter. That's news to me, though,
Oh,
Philip.
well, it is news to all of us.
I mean, it's gross how much I just looked at that, but we're looking at barely 9.
That's disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got to wonder, why did he do it? Maybe he fell on them. They were all...
It's hard to do without breaking them open. I
Maybe
can only
he's just
imagine.
been always very, very jealous of chickens.
Unless
they
they're
were
really
frozen.
cold. When cream eggs are cold, they're really hard to break.
Right.
Oh, okay. I
Sure.
thought you meant like you knew from experience how difficult or not difficult it was to get an egg in your ass.
I
First, get it cold. Then, if you have some
Regular
olive oil,
eggs, yes, but
in
not
your
cream
house.
Hard boiled, of course, but not cream eggs. No.
Oh no, this guy is this is a thing he does. This is his record thing. His name is Bruce Patterson, and he shoves them up his arse, obviously. And he had the unofficial record for 6 anally inserted.
Shattered it.
And he
did,
smashed it by 9 up the record.
50%.
The proud singleton beamed last night. I'm having some difficulty sitting down, and I'll be shitting fondant for a week. But I know the record is secure for years to come. I think 9 eggs is at the very limit of human anal endurance. Strict Guinness Book record rules mean that the largest number of cabbage cream eggs up the arse is not officially recognised.
Of course.
But Brian
Why would it
is
be?
famous enough in his hometown of Chorley, Lancashire. He said, I'm known as Chorley's eggs up the arse man.
Perfect.
You can't buy an accolade like that. You really can't, can you?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it must be so hard to just, with all the press and the paparazzi and the
So
people
the
following
paps.
around. Look, it's up the eggs
paps
ass.
following 'em around.
Up the ass eggs, man.
My
Disgusting.
friend Benji brought up a good point. Is this with the foil on them, or is this just, you think, chocolate?
Great question.
Oh, yeah, because when that foil melts, I mean, the chocolate melts
it
that
melts around
foil,
the foil,
that is
yeah.
a nightmare to get off.
Oh, sure. So I've heard.
I mean, like, especially if there's a little bit of cream out the egg already. Oh, I know I meant to ask you. Still got a girlfriend? Last time you did it, you might not.
Oh, this was a couple weeks ago, too, right?
I do.
Oh, okay, good.
Same one?
No, different one.
Upgraded.
New bird. Traded the old one in.
So this explains the
She got to
haircut and the,
24.
shape.
You know the drill.
No,
22, pick them up. 2 years.
21. 21 to 23.
It's like leasing
Oh,
a car. I've had this car 2 years. All right.
You look like a model. You are. There's my car.
There you go.
I love you. Well, I don't have anything else at all. Like, literally at all.
No, I think we talked about everything not football and football related that we could talk
Me
about.
too.
Yeah. So the number 40, the forever known as.
Johan Cruyff episode, even though we talked about other stuff.
I just love how an episode where we dedicated a good portion of it to Johan Cruyff was vastly outweighed by the amount of times we talked about our asses.
There's a lot of asshole talk in this one.
A lot of asshole talk.
And I know what he's talking
lot.
about. I'm picking up on that one.
Right.
Huh?
All right. Yeah. No. Thank you for listening. It was good to be back. Happy Easter to everyone. I hope everyone had a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.